Yo,
Yo,
what's good?
my man.
What's up?
Back with a little week 14 or week 15, right? What was that?
Golly, I should know this right off the top of my dang head. I'm at week 14. It was week 14. You had it
All
right.
right. So week 14 recap. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, if you know anything about the jungle, you know who the king of the jungle is. And young Simba. Young Simba looked like Big Mustafa out there this past Sunday. We're going to hop into that one. We're going to talk about Brock Purdy a little bit and what the 49ers did. And we're going to hit on all of our intriguing matchups that we talked about last week in the preview show. So without further ado, my name is Corey Hilliard. The man next to me, Brandon Hill, a.k.a. B. Hill. We are the House Divided. If you've been here before, you know what to do. If this is your first time, mi casa, su casa. Hey, B. Hill, hit him with the house rules.
You guys know what time it is around here. If you ain't already, go ahead, drop down there, join our family, guys. Hit that subscribe button for us. Also, there's a notification bell right there. Go ahead and tap that as well so you guys can be up to date on all our latest content that we're going to be dropping. Another thing for us, if you like what you're seeing, you like what you're hearing, there's that thumbs up down there. Go ahead and smash that as well while you're at it. That goes ahead, that helps with the YouTube algorithm to get us out there on our platform to be able to get viewed by more people. Also, last but not least, we want to hear from you guys. Hop down in that comment box. Good, bad, right, wrong, and different. You guys already know what the drill is around here. Hopping into this week 14. Let's go ahead. I'm going to get this one on out the way real quick. We'll start. You know we're going to start with this game, Corey. The Vikings at the Detroit Lions. I mean, props to y'all, man. I mean, y'all are on a roll right now. I think y'all have won like 5 out of your last 6 games, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. You're absolutely balling on all. I mean, your offense is, you got the run game, and you've got multiple backs. I mean, you can't just key in on one guy. You have multiple guys to be able to run the football with. You have Jared Goff. If you don't get pressure on Jared Goff, he can do special things. 27 for 39, 390 yards, 3 touchdowns, and no picks in this game. I mean, we could not touch him. You know what I'm saying? On the other side, Kirk Cousins, it wasn't his fault, guys. This was not on Kirk Cousins. 31 for 41, 425 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. What killed my Vikings literally was Dalvin Cook. And I think a lot of it had to attribute to, one, I'm going to give credit to y'all's defense. That defensive line with Aiden Hutchinson and them boys, and then Malcolm Rodriguez at the second level with the linebackers. Malcolm Rodriguez was hitting every single hole and just making football plays the whole entire game. I mean, he was on Dalvin Cook, had his number, everything else. Just couldn't get anything going. It also didn't help that Christian Darrisaw was still out with that concussion, which I heard he was cleared, but they're riding on the side of caution right now. You don't want to throw the guy out there before he's 100% ready. And then we were also missing our center in Garrett Bradbury. So all those things added together. Now, Justin Jefferson, before I kick this over to you, 11 receptions, 223 yards. I think he made up for that first game, Corey, of only having 14 yards. Just to let everybody know that the Lions was not about to shut him down again. I think he had this one circled on his calendar. Although my guy got robbed for a damn touchdown, man. That was a touchdown. Y'all go back and look at it. My guy Corey here, he played for the Lions. He's a Lions fan. He'll tell you that was a touchdown.
Yep.
Now, I'm not going to sit here and say, you know what I mean? It was a difference, though, from kicking the ball or having that score with, what was it, like 3.5, maybe 3 minutes and 40 seconds compared to when we did score the touchdown, which was like 2 minutes and 40 seconds. So that's a big, big difference when you're talking about football. Maybe that would have changed it to where we didn't do an onside kick when we did. I mean, I'm going to let you go into this one. I got some more to talk about on this game, but I'm going to let you give some points on this game before that.
No, man, all of that was pretty spot on. I mean, Jared Goff and where this team was at 1-6, you know, people were saying Jared Goff, get rid of him in the offseason. I was starting to be on that bandwagon, not verbally, but internally. I was there with it. I was about sick of Jared Goff. And then something flipped, man. And like you said, 5 out of the last 6. It's been awesome. The game, the receiving core that we have, I thought that would give y'all a problem with y'all having the worst pass defense in the NFL. That came to be true. He had 3 touchdown passes, I believe. And just big shout out to Ben Johnson, man. Ben Johnson, would he shoot? I don't know how much longer we're going to have him as offensive coordinator. And then on the other side, Aaron Glenn, like you said, that defense, past 5 games, they're holding teams to 20.5 points per game, right? So they flipped the script on defense. The defense is starting to catch up to the offense. Other than that, I would agree with you. 1 o'clock, 12 o'clock, whatever you want to call it, Kirk Cousins was an absolute problem. Y'all just didn't cash in when y'all had the chances. A lot of times the fumble, the jump pass, some of that stuff in the red zone really killed what was, I believe, one of Kirk Cousins' best game I've ever seen him play.
He balled. He absolutely balled.
So you guys are good. You guys are good, man. It's just you're still 10-3. You're still going to win the division. I think the Lions played like they needed that game. If we lose that game, we're out the playoff hunt.
No, absolutely.
For all intent and purposes. You guys, I don't think y'all had the same urgency we did. So,
I mean, when I look at this game too, just kind of putting it all in a nutshell here, 2 of your scoring plays were on 1-score drives. You know what I'm saying? You had that deep pass to Jameson Williams, and then you had that deep pass to DJ Chark.
Yep. Both
of those plays were made because our safety, our backup safety, Metellus, that took Harrison Smith's position because Harrison Smith was out with a neck injury. So, and Harrison Smith is arguably one of the better safeties in the NFL.
Oh, I mean, not arguably, he is.
He makes plays. Now, I'm not going to sit here and take anything away from those plays that you guys did make. I do believe, though, as Harrison Smith was in there, those would have been much tougher plays to make. Might not even been there. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Because both of them are safety bit on the inside route and went down and covered. And it was just, dude. And then on that one to DJ Chark, you're supposed to disguise your coverage, and he didn't disguise his coverage. He came up and bit on it too early before Jared Goff snapped the ball. Jared Goff seen that, snapped the ball, did the right thing, and threw it deep. So, shout out to y'all for making those plays when you had to. And then also, when it's first and goal, Corey, at the end of the second half, I mean, that was a big play to get that turnover right there. The fumble, that was huge. So,
that was huge.
It just kind of rolls down to the any given Sunday note. You know what I'm saying? I do believe, though, those are a couple plays to where if they change and they go a different way, it's going to be a whole different ball game. But credit to the Lions, Corey. I'm not taking anything away from you guys. Y'all played a hell of a game. I mean, go ahead, win out, man. Make the playoffs. Do something with it. You know what I'm saying? Dude. But here's another thing too. If y'all do make the playoffs, I'm kind of glad y'all did beat us because it's very hard to beat a team in the NFL 3 times in a row. And if the playoffs were going to start and we were going to beat y'all, were going to be the 7th seed, and we'd be the 2 seed, we'd be playing each other again. So we'll
we
see
split
how it all
this year,
shakes
right?
out.
It wouldn't be. Yeah, so I mean, it pretty much be for a grudge match. We're 1-1 right now. If we win out and we get the 7th seed, we're for sure playing y'all. I don't see San Francisco catching y'all. I don't see that.
I sure hope not. I
think y'all are gonna win out. The only way they catch y'all is if y'all lose one and they win out, which is very possible. I mean, y'all just have to win out though. Like,
I mean, we got the Colts, we got the Giants, we got the Packers, and we got the Bears. That's literally our remaining schedule.
Yeah.
No, I get it. I get it, man. But I'm just saying. And we got to take into account, too, to where if the 49ers do lose here or there, and then we start winning, if you get into that week 17, week 18 games, and we've already got the 2 seed locked up, I could see the Vikings possibly resting some players before we get into the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Because I'll be honest. I don't think we're catching the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles, I think, got that 1 seed. I mean, we're technically 3 games behind them. We're only 2 in the loss column, but they beat us, so they got the head-to-head.
They got the tiebreaker. Yeah.
So you got to give that one to the Eagles. I mean, it's going to be interesting, man. Our defense has to dramatically improve.
There's been a lot of talk about the Vikings faithful being upset with keeping a defensive coordinator. I understand a lot of people in your fan base want him gone, right? Am I wrong in saying that?
He's trash. He's trash.
So y'all want to get rid of him and promote Mike Pettin. That's what I'm hearing a lot of.
Donatel can go right now. Donatel can go. This shell defense and rushing 4 just doesn't work, man. It's not working.
It's not.
And he's dropping Zadarius Smith and Daniil Hunter back in coverage.
In the coverage, I don't
I was watching my guy who's a Vikings reporter guy, and he talks about it. He says, dropping Daniil Hunter back into coverage is like trying to tow a boat with a Ferrari. You just don't do it. You don't do that. You know what I mean? It's just, it's
You're not
insane.
paying him to play coverage. You're paying him you're paying him to get the quarterback.
You're exactly right. So I want to see my team mix things up. It's going to be a true test against the Colts. Just in the sense of I want to see if they let Matt Ryan go off for over 300 yards. I swear, if Donatel don't get fired after that, I don't know what it's going to take for him to get fired. Because
man, you don't think that's too risky though? You're talking about you're 4 weeks out from the playoffs, and you're going to fire your D coordinator?
He's trash. I'm not fired. Promote him, demote him, and promote Pettin. I mean, Mike Pettin is a respected name in the game. It's not like Mike Pettin can't coach defense. And I tell you one thing Mike Pettin would do. He'll blitz. He'll blitz.
Yeah, he'll bring heat.
I'm just saying blitz.
I played against a Mike Pettin coach team. They bring that heat.
So, blitz. And we got the guys to bring the heat with. So it's like, blitz. That's all I want to see. What's the worst that's going to happen? You're going to give up a freaking bomb play or something? They go score a touchdown? Right. I mean, they're already doing that anyways. At least get exotic with it and do some different blitz coverage. I mean, it's just not working right now. What we're doing, this shell coverage, it's got to stop. So that's my rant as a Vikings fan. I'm good on it now. We move on to the next week. We got the Colts up next. Good win for your Lions, man. Is there anything else you want to touch on?
Nah, man. Nah.
All right, man. I'm sorry. I kind of stole your thunder on that one, but I just, I was
good, man.
Very
I had my
frustrated.
fun Sunday.
No, I feel you. I feel you. It's, hey, as you deserve to as well. So, this next game that we want to touch on, San Francisco and Tampa Bay. I was dead wrong in this one. Dead wrong. I mean, them 49ers and Brock Purdy, man, they came out and absolutely balled. That defense flying around. The bad thing, though, that came out of this game for the 49ers, and it's going to be a big one, I think they lost. I think Debo's gone for the year, is he not? I think
he's got a chance to come back. I think the reports came out that it's some kind of a PCL sprain, like a grade 1.
It says that he expects him to return to game action in about 3-ish weeks.
So, so possibly the rest of the season, but he'll be back postseason for sure.
3-ish, so let's call it 4. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You set him out to the playoffs.
He'll miss the rest of the regular season, and he'll be there for the first round of the playoffs, in my estimation.
I mean, you got to stop running that guy up the middle, man. Stop it.
Stupid.
It really is. That's what you went out and got Christian McCaffrey for, is it not?
That's what you have running backs for. Either that or just move him to running back. You know what I mean? Like, I don't get it.
They don't.
Jerry
need
Rice,
to,
did you
though.
see what he said? Jerry Rice got on Twitter and blasted. It was like, bro, why y'all running our guys up the middle? They keep getting hurt.
It don't make any sense. It don't make any. I mean, if you think about it, in years past, San Francisco running backs as a whole get hurt. They run the ball so damn much. I mean, now granted, they got one of the best offensive lines, arguably probably the best offensive line. So I understand it, and you got a rookie quarterback that you're kind of trying to get broke in, so you don't want him to have to do too much. I get it. But hand the ball off to Christian McCaffrey and run screenplays with Debo. Don't run Debo up the middle. Just don't.
Yeah.
So, but other than that, Tom looked terrible.
Oh, the whole offense. Yeah, the whole operation, bro. And that's what I was trying to tell you in the previous show, man. They're just not a good team. They're good against the NFC South opponents, but the whole division sucks. That's most of their wins. The problem with them is they don't have protection. They can't run the ball because the offensive line is decimated and they suck up front, right? So when that happens, you're not going to be able to really throw deep passes and hold the ball long. Right. So you don't have a vertical pass game. And on top of that, you can't run the ball, right? So you're one-dimensional. You can't run it. You have to throw it. Everything's trying to be short. And teams sit on that. And against the number one defense in the league, they just said, hell no. We got y'all figured out, bro. Y'all can't do jack. Yeah. Every weakness that you have is our strengths. So
they dominated them, man. The 49ers were the much more physical team, and they proved it and they showed it. I mean, the 49ers haven't skipped a beat after losing Jimmy Garoppolo, man.
Bro, Brock Purdy might be better, bro.
Whoa. I'm not ready to go there. I'm not ready to go there. I gotta see more. I hear you.
He might be better, bro. The way he maneuvers in the pocket, steps up, he zips it. He throws a tighter ball than Jimmy G. He has more velocity on it. I think he's a tad bit more accurate. The only thing that Jimmy G has that he don't is experience and having said, I've taken a team deep into the playoffs multiple times. That's it. If it wasn't about that, bro, I'd take Purdy every day of the week right now, twice on Sunday.
So if you're the 49ers head coach, start of the playoffs, you got Jimmy Garoppolo healthy. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen. Game one of the playoffs, you got them both healthy. You're starting Brock Purdy?
I would, but I don't think they will. I don't think they have the nuts to do it. I don't think they have the nuts to do it. I wouldn't. I'd start Purdy.
I mean, just to think that guy was the third-string quarterback coming into the season.
Yeah.
Look.
He throws the best ball out of all your quarterbacks, though. That's the thing.
They need to get rid of Trey Lance.
They gave up 3 first-rounders, dog. There's no way they can do that and justify it. Yikes. You gave up 3 first-rounders to get that pick. Then you got to turn around and tell ownership that, hey, the guy that we gave up 3 first-round picks for 2 years ago, we want to ship him. You're not getting 3 first-rounders back. There's no way. So you're stuck.
That's tough. That's a tough one, man. Oh my gosh. I don't know, man. What do you do? What do you do?
If Purdy, I'll play devil's advocate real here. If Purdy leads them to an NFL championship, wins the Super Bowl, and is like Super Bowl MVP, then what do you really do? You really got to get rid of Trey Lance. So that means you wasted
him and let Garoppolo walk.
Yeah.
You gotta let them all. No, you'd have to. The dude won the Super Bowl. But, I mean, Nick Foles won a Super Bowl with the Eagles. Look what happened with him.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. My guess is even if Purdy did win it, they still let them compete in the offseason for the job. And they probably wind up giving it to Trey Lance because he can do more with his legs and be more versatile. But, bro, there's something special about this Purdy kid, man.
Can he, though? You know what I'm saying? Is he more special? Because, I mean, Purdy back in college ball played against a lot tougher competition.
Yeah.
A lot tougher. Right, I'm not sitting here saying that Purdy's a world beater and the best quarterback ever, but college ball, when you're playing Power 5 football compared to what was his Division II at North Dakota State?
Yeah.
So it's like, come on. You know what I mean?
That's man. Yeah.
Exactly. So, I don't know. They gave that kid Trey Lance all a bunch of love, and I mean, I just haven't seen it yet. So, and Jimmy Garoppolo looked better than Trey Lance did. I mean, as soon as Jimmy Garoppolo stepped in, they started actually winning football games and looking like a good football team. So, proof's in the pudding. You know what I'm saying? So, but the 49ers, man, they're scary because they just don't skip a beat. You thought everybody was saying they lost Jimmy Garoppolo. The 49ers or you know what I'm compromise. We'll see if they can keep the train rolling with Debo being out because that's a big loss. Debo is pretty much, he is the 49ers offense. In a nutshell, I'm not saying he's the only player, but he's like the one guy, if you said on the 49ers, who's the one guy you can't afford to lose, it's probably Debo because he's just that guy that can change the game like that.
There's a Swiss Army knife, man.
So...
so many things you can do with him. Yeah.
He always gets hurt though. I mean, there's always some kind of injury or something with him. I mean, he's tough for nails.
It's a lot of punishment, man. It takes a lot of punishment.
Hey, if I were him, I'd be like, I ain't running up the middle no more. Y'all tripping. Either make me a running back.
You said that in the offseason. That was a part of him holding out for a little bit and wanting to get more money.
Well, he got paid. He did get paid.
Yeah.
He did get paid. So he's good either way. So anything else on this one before we hop into this next game?
Nope.
Man, this one right here. I told you, and I told you. This is one that I did get right. The Cincinnati Bengals and the Browns. I told you, JoJo wasn't going to let this one go down again. He just wasn't. You know what I'm saying? It was close there for a little bit, but it just, the Cincinnati just said, nah, we're the better team. We're going to beat you guys. And Deshaun Watson, my guy, he looks like a shell of himself right now. He just he don't look right. You know what I'm saying? Their run game got absolutely shut down. Chubb couldn't get nothing going. Kareem Hunt couldn't get nothing going. Deshaun Watson really couldn't do nothing either. So when you hold the Cleveland Browns to 71 yards rushing and force them to beat you by throwing the ball, I never thought I would have said that with a Deshaun Watson-led team. Right. But he's a shell of himself right now. Now,
he's
granted,
rusty as all get out.
He's rusty, so it's going to take some time. Now, beginning of next season, going into next year, everything else, full off season.
He won't have that excuse, yeah.
I think you're going to have to start stepping up. But, I mean, man, the Bengals are right there. They're right there. They're only a game out of the number 1 seed in the AFC. You know
this is their formula, bro. This is what they did last year. They just kind of started off slow. They were in the middle of the pack, and then next thing you know, by the end of the year, they started stacking wins. They beat the Chiefs late last year, like they did this year. They're starting to play quality teams, and they're starting to beat them. They got a big one with the Buffalo Bills coming up, I think in 2 weeks. That's going to be a huge contest. To me, that's going to decide who's the 1 seed.
Where's it at?
I believe for the Bengals' sake, they better hope it's in Cincinnati.
It's at Cincinnati.
Yeah, they lucked out. You do not want to play Buffalo late in the year.
No, it's Buffalo, snowing. It's cold, windy, and them fans, like you said, they're probably, it's either them or Philadelphia fans. I don't know.
Crazy.
I experienced the link, so I experienced that one on a Monday night. I don't know if it can get any crazier than that, but them Buffalo fans are right there, and they're second to nobody. So it's Philadelphia and Buffalo fans that are probably the most hated and are known to be the biggest. Like, just you're the opposing team's fans, you're gonna have a hard time the whole game. So. I don't know. It's gonna be very interesting, man. I mean, Jamar Chase being back for them and being healthy has been a problem.
Everything.
It's been a problem.
It's everything. And how about the emergence of P-Ryan? Right? When Mixon goes down for 2 weeks and Mixon came back and P-Ryan showed that, hey, bro. So now they got a 2-headed spirit attack in that backfield now. P-Ryan's starting to get more carries, more touches than he was at the beginning of the year. Right, he's a viable option. You got Joe Mixon, that old OU.
I was just about to say, where'd them guys go to school? Where'd they go to school at?
I remember.
Didn't they play together at OU too?
What's funny was P-Ron was the starter and Mixon was the backup when they were at OU, right?
It was kind of, they ran that 2-back set a lot. They had P-Ron and Mixon on the field together a lot at OU. Like, there was a lot of times that Lincoln Riley had them lining up with Baker Mayfield, and it'd be both of them side by side. So, they were both heavily utilized at Oklahoma. I can tell you that right now.
Yeah, well, it's about to be the same thing now. It's trending back to what it was in OU.
They're nice.
Piron has really stepped up, man. He's not the same running back he was when he was with the Washington Generals, with the Commanders.
He's on a much better team.
You know what I mean? He's lost weight though. You can tell he lost some weight. He looks quicker, shiftier. He's not as bulky as he used to be.
He looks good. He's extended his career is what he's done. He's going to get paid by somebody. Somebody will give him a contract. I don't know how many years he's got left on his deal, but if he's a free agent this offseason, somebody will pay him to come be a running back. I'm not saying
made himself some money.
They're not going to pay him big money because nobody's going to shell out money for running backs anymore. I believe those days are done. I just believe they are. And I mean, proof's in the pudding. The teams that pay the running backs are usually not very good. But I say that Christian McCaffrey's getting paid and Dalvin Cook's getting paid, and they're up there at the top of the NFC. But realistically, when you pay that guy, I mean, it doesn't usually work out for your team. So we'll see. There's a shelf life for running backs. You got to take advantage of what you can take advantage of in this league. That's for dang sure. So,
hey, before we move off on this one, shame on Zach Taylor and T. Higgins for the BS they pulled.
What you talking about?
I don't know if you saw this. I got T. Higgins in one of my leagues, and I almost played this dude because he was limited all week.
Right.
And right before the game, he was active. He tweaks his hamstring in warm-ups, B. Nobody knows, though. He's active. They list him as active, tweaks his hamstring in warm-ups, comes out for the first play of the game, starts, and doesn't play another snap. So you want to talk about having...
You was about to start him over Thielen, wasn't you?
I was.
Did you start Thielen?
I started Thielen. Cooler heads prevailed.
Worked out for you this week.
It did. I got 15 instead of 0, dog.
I was about to say.
But that screwed over a lot of fantasy owners, man. This was the first week of the playoffs this past week for a lot of fantasy leagues. And guys that had T. Higgins got royally screwed, dog. Like, that was foul. And I know they don't give a damn about fantasy and all that, but, bro, come on.
Some of them don't. Some of them don't. I believe that some of them do, though. I believe some of them players want to go out there and ball. There's some NFL players that play fantasy football, realistically, just to be honest.
Yeah.
So, it'll be good times. But, nah, man, this was a good one. I just knew that the Bengals were just like, not this year. It's just not going to happen. Joe Burrow got that monkey off of his back. They moved on. They won the football game. That's all that matters. So, this next one, man, this is the best team in the NFL. I don't even think it's in question anymore. I mean, you cannot question this. The Philadelphia Eagles at the New York Giants, they dump trucked them. 48-22. 48-22. I mean, you're right. It was a divisional game. You thought maybe this one would be a little bit tighter, everything else. It's just not, man. Jalen Hurts, I think, won the MVP in this game. I think if he hadn't already, you know what I'm saying? The dude is absolutely balling. I mean, who are you going to give the MVP over him other than Patrick Mahomes? He's the only other guy. But give me Jalen Hurts over Patrick Mahomes this year.
Jalen Hurts is my MVP right now, dog.
He's the best player on the best team, hands down, this season, from top to bottom. I mean, their offense, their defense. I mean, it's just, my gosh. They go out there. They lost their Blankenship. They lost him at safety. What do they do this week? They go out and they sign back Anthony Harris. You know what I'm saying? A guy that they had. He already knows their system. Howie Roseman is GM of the year as well for what he did. That draft day trade of getting A.J. Brown, I mean, that took them from here to all the way here. That was the biggest trade in the draft. You know what I'm saying? So, they're a problem, man. They're a serious problem.
They're scary. They're really scary,
they're all... Man. Where do we say you win games? In the trenches. In the trenches. And they can go head-to-head with anybody in the trenches with that offensive line that they have. And their defensive line is second to none as well. So, they're scary, man. Me as a Vikings fan, I hope somebody beats them before we have to play them if we can even get lucky enough to win. But they are a big, big problem. They really are. And it's going to go through Philadelphia, too. I think we can safely say with 4 games left, they essentially got a 3-game lead. They're not going to lose that many games. It's just not going to happen.
No.
I mean,
No.
They mess around. They might win out, Corey. The Eagles might go 16-1. I mean, because you look, will. You got the Bears, Cowboys, Saints, Giants.
Bears, Cowboys, Saints, Giants. Only one I can see them possibly losing
Cowboys.
Is Cowboys.
Maybe, but I don't. I mean, after what the Cowboys laid this last weekend, barely beating Houston, I mean, I just don't see it. I just don't see it, man. I mean,
they're the only team right now with 2 units in the top 5. They have the number 3 offense behind Kansas City and Buffalo, and they got the number 2 defense behind San Francisco. They're the only team that have 2. They're the only team that have to be in top 5 in both categories. So, I mean, that right there should already let you know, and that's indicative of their record. They're number 1 in sacks. They're number 1 in turnover differential, so they're plus 14 in the turnover category. They're number 2 in rushing. If you just go to ESPN and pull up the stats, the team stats page, bro, they're in top 5 in damn near every category but passing. And when I click on the passing, best passing teams in the NFL, oh yeah, they are number 13.
I mean, that's
So
when you run the ball the way that they have to, you don't have to throw the ball.
Yeah, but you should be lower. As good as they rush the ball, you should be lower in total passing because that takes away. I mean, you're talking about balance and taking away doing one thing better than the other, bro. They have a top 15 pass offense. So they're in the better half of the league in passing, on top of being one of the best rushing teams in the NFL. Turnover differential, most sacks.
It's all recipes to win a Super Bowl. You do those things, usually those kind of teams win Super Bowls.
Yeah. That's all I got to say about them. The Giants never had a shot. They never had a shot, bro.
No, Daniel Jones is starting to play like Daniel Jones. They've been sketchy all season long. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wants my Vikings to be sketchy, but they were giving love to the Giants. The Giants are sketchy. Let me tell you that right now. So that's where I'm at with it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's just, I don't know, man. How do you beat the Eagles? What do you do? Because it's not just one guy.
Good defense. You're going to have to play really, really good defense. The Commanders only seem to pull it off. That night they were able to run the ball. Remember, the Eagles had this deal where they couldn't really, their rush defense was weak. Yep. So you got to be able to run the ball, and you got to be able to stop them on defense and stop them from running, and really force Jalen to do what they're worst at, the 13th pass offense in the league, but that's their weakest link.
Yeah, make them throw the ball. Go ahead, make them throw the ball. Yep, make them.
A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith and Dallas Goedert when I don't know if he's getting back or not.
It don't matter.
You know what I mean?
Quez Watkins. I mean, it don't matter. They don't need Goddard. It's nice to have him though. That's just a nice addition to the squad. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Just come on, hop back up on the bus with us, Goddard. That's all he is. He's one of the best tight ends in the league too. So I'm sitting here talking crazy, but it's like, dude, they don't need him, man. And when Jalen Hurts runs, we talked about this earlier. He's a running back. I mean, he's
a running back's body. Yeah.
He's smart. He gets down. I mean, dude, they are a big, big problem. They're the first team also to clinch the playoff position. So they're in the playoffs no matter what. They can lose out the rest of the year. It's just, it's crazy. One of my buddies is an Eagles fan. I don't hate the Eagles, though. The Cowboys, I absolutely can't stand. But I don't hate the Eagles. If my Vikings don't win, I'd love to see Jalen win a Super Bowl, to be honest with you. So that's where I'd be. Yeah. I'm not an Eagles fan by any means, but I am a Jalen Hurts fan. I love my boy Jalen. I think everything he's been through in his career, nobody better deserves that than Jalen Hurts. I mean, let's just be honest.
Yeah.
The guy is he is that guy. If you wanted a quarterback, I bet you anybody would take him at quarterback. I bet you they would.
Jeez, bro.
Minus maybe the Chiefs and the Bills. Those are probably the only two teams. But everybody else, you're taking him at quarterback. Guarantee it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
It's hats off to Jalen. He's a baller. I absolutely love it. Great story. Nick Saban, eat your crow, bro. Eat your crow. That's all I'm saying. So, and he don't have much crow to eat either, so it is what it is.
No.
This next game, though, Corey, this was a good one here. The Jets and the Bills. I had picked the Bills to win this game, but I knew they weren't going to cover that 10 points. I just knew they weren't. I thought that was disrespectful of them, putting that on there. The Jets were a little bit better defensively. But Mike White, man, I mean, he's not that answer. He's not the guy that's going to bring the New York Jets to relevancy. You know what I'm saying? They have a quarterback issue in New York because they have a solid defense. Their defense can stop anybody. They can play with anybody. But their offense, man, they're just trying to fit a square peg into a round hole, and it's just not working for them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you might have other words on this than I do on that. I think once they lost Breece Hall, I think that hurt
a lot
their
of things
team.
changed.
That hurt because Breece Hall was looking like the rookie of the year early on in the season. So
he's going to be a damn good running back. I agree with you. It messed up a lot of things for them. I agree with you. I don't know if Mike White's the answer, but he's a better answer than Zach Wilson. We've seen that.
That's not saying much.
Sometimes it's not, but you got to play the better guy. I mean, Mike White's shown to be somewhat more capable than Zach Wilson. But, yeah, they're probably going to have to address this in the offseason, dog. They're going to have to find a quarterback in the offseason or an NFL draft.
Do you think they're going to do that, though? Do you think that's what they're really going to do? I don't. See, I don't.
I think they're stubborn. I think they're going to be stubborn and really, like you say, try to fit this square peg into a round hole, and it's not going to fit. It's not. I'm not, bro. Zach Wilson is not the guy. If you're going to go with a guy, I'd move off of him and try to make Mike White the guy. He's a much better passer.
They're the Jets. They're always going to be the Jets. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? They're the Jets.
Yeah.
They're still the Jets. I mean, that's just all there is to really say about it. I mean, Josh Allen didn't have an amazing game in this game. You know what I'm saying? The defense made him struggle at times.
Yeah.
He didn't throw a pick, though, which for Josh Allen is a really good thing. If he doesn't throw a pick, I mean, that guy, he gets if Kirk Cousins had as many interceptions and did as much bad, stupid throws, they would just crucify him. Yeah. But with Josh Allen, it's completely fine. It's okay. And I'm no means saying that Kirk Cousins is in the same stratosphere as Josh Allen. But Kirk Cousins ain't bad. And Josh Allen just gets all the hype and all the love. And he's good.
It confuses you, huh? It makes you wonder.
He's just not great to me. He's good. I'm not putting him in. I know you're going to come back with some stats, and you're going to hit me.
They got the number 2 offense in the NFL.
The
number 2 offense in the NFL.
No, I get it, man. But look what they did this week. Look what they did. You know what I'm saying?
They played a top 5 defense. That New York Jets defense is number 3 in the NFL.
Well, that's fine. That's fine. And they played against us, too, and lost. And we got the worst defense. So I don't care.
What it is, man.
Fluke fumble or not, I don't
like
care.
Josh Allen, man. A lot of people like Kirk Cousins. They think he's better than what people give him credit for. The same can be said for Josh Allen. The problem with Josh Allen was he came into the year as an MVP front runner, right? Kirk Cousins didn't come into the year as an MVP front runner.
No.
You know what I mean? So anything...
Not even close.
For Josh Allen, he's working on anything that I do less than MVP level, people are going to have a problem with. Where with Kirk, you know what I mean? I mean, shoot, anything that he does better than what he usually does on prime time, right? If he puts up anything in prime time, he starts to get a little bit more love. I just think the expectations for a Josh Allen and a lot of quarterbacks like a Dak Prescott or a Kirk Cousins is way different. You know what I mean? We have real expectations for Josh Allen this year.
I would agree. Preseason. I would agree with that for certain. I mean, they're both sitting there. And I think he's lived up to some of it, though, man. The dude, they're number one. They got the number one seed in the AFC. They got the number 2 offense in football. It ain't all bad for Josh Allen. I'm not saying that it is. I don't know, man. They're the 1 seed, are they not?
Yeah, they got the 1 seed in the AFC.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. I thought you said 2 seed. My bad. I thought you.
I'm sorry if I did. Yeah, I meant 1 seed. No, I said they got the number 2 offense.
Hey, man.
That's with him playing not that good the past 2 months. He hadn't been that good the past 2 months. I agree with you. They still got the number 2 offense in the league.
Ever since that little UCL sprain, he hadn't been the same. You've not really seen him with the deep ball and all that kind of stuff. His accuracy's been a little off. I mean, they continue to not have a run game. They just continue. That's going to be a problem for them. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Not being able to consistently, and I'm not talking about Josh Allen being able to run. Somebody other than Josh Allen has to be able to pick up that slack for them to do what they want to do in the playoffs. I sincerely believe that. Because when you're one-dimensional in the playoffs, teams will figure that out.
Oh,
It's not going to be like this in the regular season. You know what I'm saying? So that's my only cause for concern. Right now, if they were going up against the Kansas City Chiefs in the playoffs, the Chiefs will get them again. The Chiefs would beat them, and who else?
Well, they already beat the Chiefs this year. They beat the Chiefs in Arrowhead.
No, I appreciate that, but if they played again, the Chiefs will get them. You mark my words.
In Buffalo, you think so? In Buffalo?
When it comes well, that's if Buffalo's the number 1 seed. We'll see. Buffalo could lose another game. They're both sitting there at 10-3, so we'll see. Matter of fact, right before we move on to this last game, let's look at this. So Buffalo has at the Bears, at the Bengals, and the Patriots. They only got 3 games left. That's not right.
Let me see.
Dolphins. They got a home against the Dolphins, at the Bears, at the Bengals, and the Patriots. Okay?
Dolphins got to go to New York. They got to go to Buffalo.
Dolphins got, and then you got at the Bears, Soldier Field. That's never an easy place to play later on in the season. At the Bengals, and then at home against the Patriots. And the Patriots, I don't care how bad they are. Bill Belichick, they're never easy to play with, and it'll be a division game as well. Realistically, I could see them going 2-2, 3-1 at best. But they're going to lose one of those games, maybe 2. So, on the flip side, you sit here and you look at the Chiefs and what their schedule's looking like, where they got. At the Broncos. At the Texans. At the Texans. That's a dub. Come on, let's be real. The Seahawks defense hasn't proven to stop anybody here as of late. They've kind of started coming back down to earth. Okay.
They just lost to the Panthers and Sam Darnold. Yeah.
And then the Chiefs are at home against the Broncos. I mean, Russell Wilson and them are just in shambles right now. They got eliminated from the playoffs. And then you're at the Raiders. Come on, man. The Chiefs are winning out. Chiefs are going to win out. They're going to be 14-3. So, you're going to have the Chiefs are going to be the 1 seed.
Okay.
That's where I'm at with it. And if you're going into Arrowhead in the playoffs, it's been proven. I've read that story before. I've seen it happen. And I'm still taking Patrick Mahomes over Josh Allen. Enough said. Big-time players make big-time plays when the playoffs are coming. Who's going to make them? Who do you trust to make them? Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes?
Honest. Man, I trust Joe Burrow at this point over both of those guys. I've seen Joe Burrow go on the Arrowhead and win the AFC Championship last year.
I'll give you that.
I'll say this for Josh Allen. if Josh Allen's defense for 13 seconds don't lose their damn mind. Josh Allen had 5 touchdown passes in that game last year in the playoffs. I mean, he damn near, bro, 13 seconds off. I thought the game was over. I was like, this dude, Josh Allen, just led them to a victory over the Chiefs in Arrowhead, and then the 13 seconds happened, and we know what happened after that. So it's not out the realm of possibility that Josh Allen can't go back in the Arrowhead and do what he did earlier this year in the season.
You're right.
And almost do what he did last year in the playoffs. So
no, that's a fair point, but it's going to be interesting. There's still a lot of football left to be played. We'll see. It'll play itself out, and we will find out soon enough. Because I think it's either Chiefs, Bengals, or the Bills. Those are pretty much your 3 teams. They've kind of solidified themselves as the top 3 teams in the AFC right now. I think we can fairly say that. Race. NFC, that thing's wide open right now. I mean, minus maybe the Eagles. They've probably put themselves at a tier above everybody else in the NFC. But other than that, it's like take your pick. To be real,
there's a lot of players in that NFC, man.
Hey, all I can hope for in the NFC, all I can hope for is that if we play the Cowboys and the Eagles again, that my boy Justin Jefferson wants to go off like he did against the other team that shut him down this year. So it'll be interesting. We'll see. This last game that we got to touch on before we're done, and then we'll go into our power rankings. The Miami Dolphins at the LA Chargers.
Oh, I think I picked the Dolphins in this one, didn't I?
Yeah, I did too. Yeah. I did too. I picked the Dolphins as well. I mean, the Dolphins, they're another team that's kind of come up off of that high. You know what I'm saying? They were getting all that love, everything else, and they've just started slowly kind of knocking back down a little bit. They had the first place in that AFC East, and ever since they took that first place, they just lost. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It just hadn't worked for them. Now that when Bradley Chubb sacked Justin Herbert though on that play, and they called that freaking roughing the passer, like man,
it was it wasn't Chubb, it was Phillips. It was the second year kid out of
right. Miami. It's Miami. Yeah. Okay, but what do you do? How do you sack a quarterback nowadays? Like what are you supposed to do? Because if that wasn't roughing the passer, no way. There's no way. It was a clean hit. He didn't drive his helmet into him. I mean, he didn't hit a guy. I mean,
he landed on him like this.
Yeah, his arms were over him. He didn't even lay on him all the way. I mean, I don't know what else you can do, but it's clear that the referees make calls for quarterbacks that they want to make calls for. I mean, your Tom Brady's of the world, your Josh Allen's of the world, the Patrick Mahomes. And, I mean, I just said all those names. I'm not putting Justin Herbert in that category. Not yet. I mean, Jalen Hurts don't even get those kind of calls, man.
Hell no.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like... Yeah,
but I keep hearing about how Justin Herbert has the most passing yards 3 seasons ever. I don't even know what the stat is. He's got the best first 3 years for a quarterback ever. Where's any kind of postseason success? How about just getting your team to the postseason? Yeah. How about just making the playoffs?
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
What is it amounted to? He don't deserve those calls. I'm with you. He's not on that level. He shouldn't have got that roughing the passer.
No. But I mean, a lot of them they really should take a look at that rule and how to officiate that and how to call that. I mean, if you take them, I think roughing the passer should be one if they get hit in the head, contact to the head. That's always a flag. I'll give them that. Or if like the guy just completely pulls them down and throws them on the ground, or forcefully does something, but that hit was not roughing the passer.
No,
and
it just a tackle.
But I mean, you got to give credit to the Chargers defense in this game. They were down a bunch of players in their secondary, and they played well against the Jalen Waddle and the Tyreek Hill. Jalen Waddle had 0 fantasy points, my guy. He had 0 yards. He had 2 catches for 31 yards. So he wasn't completely 0, but 31 yards for Jalen Waddle. He just...
It's not
So
good.
they
At one point,
neutralized
Tua
him.
was 3 for 17.
He ended up 10 for 28 and 145 yards.
Yeah, that's not good.
It's
Against a secondary that was missing a lot of their pieces, like you just alluded to.
And
right?
just to think, about 3 weeks ago, we was calling Tua up there in the MVP race.
MVP conversation. He was in the top 3 MVP race. How things have changed, man.
Big time. You know what I'm saying? And it's just, there's really no excuse when you have those kind of weapons to play that kind of game against that secondary. Because
you got 2 of the top 5 receivers in the NFL.
My point exactly.
You get them the ball, bro.
It was unacceptable. I mean, I don't know what else to say. But and just the thing, Jalen Hurts got benched for that dude. Now, granted, they won the national title because of it. I don't think Jalen Hurts would have won that national championship game. Let's just be real with ourselves.
No, yeah.
They were definitely real. Yeah, no. But Tua, he got, you know what I'm saying? He went out there, he won it. But other than that.
At the time, Tua was a better quarterback throwing the ball. I think Jalen Hurts is amazing what hard work and dedication will do for anything in life. Anything that you're doing and you're applying yourself to, hard work, dedication, practice, putting the time in. That man has literally gotten benched for Tua, and then in 4 or 5 years turned himself into a better quarterback than the guy that he got benched for.
He can thank Lincoln Riley for that.
He can thank a lot of people. He can thank Nick Saban for benching him, and then him losing the job.
Their coach Sirianni,
yeah,
awesome job, coach of the year in my opinion. I mean, he's the coach of the year.
He's got to be.
You know what I'm saying? So
nobody had the Eagles doing this. Yeah,
no, not to this level. I mean, people knew the Eagles were going to be good. Probably picked them to make the playoffs, but 12-1, 13 games into it, nobody's seen that.
No.
So, yeah, I mean, there's not really much else. That was really a boring Sunday night game between the Chargers and the Miami Dolphins. I honestly thought that there was going to be a lot more scoring in that game than what there was.
I did too. The
you know what I
defenses
mean?
They weren't that good coming in. It's just that Tua and that offense was so bad it made it boring.
Hey, shout out to Keenan Allen, though, man. I think you've made it 3 straight weeks without pulling a hamstring or getting hurt or doing something. So, you know, if he's arguably one of the best route runners, might be one of the best route runners in the NFL. If the guy can just stay healthy, though, that's the problem.
Bro.
He's just always hurt.
Automatic fantasy points.
He's the Anthony Davis of the NFL. I shouldn't have said that. That was wrong. Why'd I say that? That was so wrong.
That's your boy, man. I tried to tell you. Street clothes, as Charles Barkley will call him.
Street clothes. Hey, he been balling this year, though. You need to start giving that man some flowers.
He has.
You need to.
We need to do a Lakers-Celtics recap game or something.
We're going to do that because that was a game. That was a game.
I'm ready to
We don't even really need to talk NBA. We just talk Lakers-Celtics tomorrow.
Yeah.
We'll do it.
Yeah.
We'll do it. Absolutely. You got anything else in this game before we hop in these power rankings?
Nope. Power rankings time, man. Who's on first?
To me. You. It's your turn this week.
Number 1, Eagles. Number 2, the Buffalo Bills. Number 3, Cincinnati Bengals. Number 4, Kansas City Chiefs. Guess who's in my top 5 for the first time in a long time?
Who's that?
The Dallas Cowboys.
Okay.
The Dallas Cowboys. Number 5. Number 6, San Francisco 49ers. Number 7, the Baltimore Ravens got a big win with damn near with their third string quarterback half the game. Dolphins at number 8. 9 for the Commanders. And number 10, the New York Jets.
Dang, you dropped my Vikings straight up out the top 10 this week.
Whoa.
We're just all the way out of it.
Okay, hold on.
Okay. I was about to say, whoa, my God. I mean, we ain't played amazing, but woo.
Whoa.
Give your Lions a little more love than that, man. They're not that bad of a team.
My bad, bro. Here we go. We'll edit this. And I'll go number 6, Vikings.
Okay.
Number 7, 49ers. Number 8, Ravens. Number 9, Dolphins. And then number 10, I'm going to go with the Commanders over the Jets.
Okay.
I knew I was missing a team, bro.
I was like,
my bad.
Whoa, I know we lost, but my gosh, shoot, we're still 10-3 out here, man. Whoa. All right.
That was an honest mistake. All right.
My top 10, I got the Eagles at 1, of course. I got the Chiefs at number 2. I got the Bills at 3. Cowboys at 4. 49ers at 5. My Vikings are right there at 6. I got them in the same spot you do. Bengals at 7. The Chargers I got at 8. Ravens 9. Dolphins 10. That 8 through 10 there was a crapshoot for me. I didn't know who to put in there. I just wrote down 3 teams that I was like, they got some pretty good quarterbacks. We'll roll with it from there. That's pretty much where I was at there. So
yeah, I can see that. I can see you're high on the Chiefs because you had them number 2. I had them number 4. I'd ask you why, but I think we kind of talked about it earlier. I mean, the only teams I have over the Chiefs are the Eagles, obviously, and the Bills and Bengals. 2 and 3 for me because they both beat the Chiefs. So that's why I got them over there. But I think you're seeing a lot more potential and what's down the road, and then having Patrick Mahomes. I think that's where you're at on that. But you had the Bengals really low. Where'd you have the Bengals at?
7.
Man.
I have them at 7. I know. I mean, just looking at it though, Eagles, Chiefs, Bills, Cowboys, 49ers, and it's Eagles, the Vikings, or the Bengals. You could argue it either way there. You could put it either way, in my opinion, on that one. But I feel like those top 5 teams there, I think they could all beat the Bengals if they played them again on a neutral field. I believe if the Chiefs played them again, I think they're gonna get them. I think they're gonna figure it out. It kind of goes back to that old it's hard to beat a team 3 times in a row. I don't care if it's from season to next season. It's going to be hard, and especially whenever it's an Andy Reid and a Patrick Mahomes-led football team.
Yeah, they're eventually going to get them.
But if they don't, shame on me for keeping on doubting on old Joe Burrow. I should know better by now. I mean, I give Joe Burrow love. I like what he does. I like his swagger, everything else. I don't know, man. When it's all time to put him on the table, I'm a roll with Patty Mahomes, man. I just am. The only other quarterback I'm taking over Patty Mahomes right now would probably be Joe Burrow, and Jalen Hurts are the only other guys. Other than that, give me Patrick Mahomes all day, every day in the big game.
I got you. That's not a bad pick for big games. Yeah. It's not a bad pick, man. I like Patrick Mahomes, bro.
I mean, he's the
only one. If it wasn't for Jalen Hurts, he'd be my MVP.
He's the only one out of those top quarterbacks that we always talk about that has the Super Bowl. So that's something to be said about that. When you hold up that Lombardi trophy, that's a special thing, especially when you
he's got an MVP award. So
he might get him another one this year. I mean, they might give it to him just because the league loves him some Patrick Mahomes and they'll hate on Jalen Hurts, but we'll see. Well, there's still some football left to be played. We'll see how all this plays out. So, anything else you want to touch on before we end this thing out?
Nah, man, we Gucci.
All right, then, guys. Also, what we want you to do, hop down there in those comments. I want to hear from you guys on this one. Who y'all got winning the MVP right now? Me and Corey both think it's going to be Jalen Hurts. Who y'all got? Y'all going to have Patrick Mahomes? I know you ain't going to have Josh Allen up in there. I mean, come on, let's just be real. So it's either, I'm not a Josh Allen fan. I'm sorry. But, as always, guys, hop down there if you aren't already. Go ahead and subscribe. Join our family, guys. Also, if you liked what you heard, you liked everything, go ahead and hit that thumbs up for us as well. And always hit that notification bell so you guys can be up to date on all our newest content. And as always, guys, that's my boy Corey over there rocking that Lions gear. Got to give y'all some props again. You beat my